So campaigning is my third full-time job, as you can imagine. And just a little bit about my legal experience. For the past 12 years, I've worked as an attorney for the Public Defender's Office. During that time, I've been in court day in, day out. I've handled thousands of cases. I've had over 100 trials, ranging from homicide to simple traffic offenses. And I've been in front of many judges. And what I've learned is that a judge should be fair, respectful, and efficient. Those are the qualities a judge should have. Those are the qualities I want to bring to the bench. I've dedicated my entire professional career to serving the public, and I want to continue doing that as judge. Again, thanks for having me. My name's Joseph Mariuma, and I'm running for Circuit Court Judge on August 28th. And if you can't remember how to pronounce my last name, just remember what my 3-year-old says. Joe for Judge. Thank you.
All right. Greg Weiss. Oh, County Commissioner. Where are you, Greg? Oh, he left. He must not want the job so bad. All right. Okay. Jeremy Zubkov, another candidate for judge.
Good morning, Century Village.
Good morning.
My name is Jeremy Zubkov, and I'm running for County Court Judge, Group 5. Just to give you guys a little context, there's 5 different races going on, so that's why you have so many people here. The other candidate that's here in my race is Sarah. Sarah, if you can stand up so you can figure out who you got to decide between. It's the 2 of us. So, a little bit about myself. I was born in New York. I grew up in California. I often get a question, how does a Californian end up in Florida? The answer for me was my grandfather was out here, my Zadie. He got sick, and I moved out here to help him out. And I fell in love with Florida. I fell in love. I got married. I have 3 children, ages 9, 7, and 5. As a lawyer, I practice condo and HOA litigation. It kind of puts me in a unique situation. I get to represent plaintiffs. I get to represent defendants. So half the time, I know what it's like to be on both sides of the table. And another advantage of it, as everyone here probably knows, I've learned to deal with difficult people.
Welcome.
Now, I also get asked the question, why do you want to be a judge? And it's an important question. For me, it's a matter of public service. My mother was a public school teacher that taught special education. She would come home from work every single day exhausted. But you know what? She had a smile on her face. And the reason was she was helping people. And so she had that job satisfaction. I'm looking for that same satisfaction in my career. I want to help the community. And I would like to thank everyone in here as a condo HOA lawyer. I know you're all volunteers, and I know you don't get thank yous enough, so thank you for your service. So in terms of my experience, I've been practicing for over 14 years. I've tried over 80 cases. So I'm ready to be a judge. I've got the experience, and I've got the desire, and I'm impartial, and I am ready to serve. So I'm going to ask you to vote for me on August 28th. My name is Jeremy Zubkov. An easy way to remember me is vote for JZ for judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Alan Ambrosino, also candidate for judge.
Good morning. My name is Alan Ambrosino, and as the gentleman said, I'm running for County Court Judge, Group 4. I spoke here last month, April, speaking here today, May, going to speak here June, July, August. God willing, I'm going to speak here September and October. So I'm going to try to do things a little bit differently every time I get up here and not just tell you the same thing over and over again. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but we get applications sometimes from different groups that ask us to fill them out and say, why are we the most why should they endorse us? Why are we the most qualified in our group? And most qualified is a real fancy way of saying, why are you the best one for the job? Honestly, everyone in my group is qualified. I don't know any of them that well that I know the inner workings of everything that they do and everything that they've done in their past. I can't stand here and say to you, I'm the most qualified, I'm the best. What I can do is stand up here and say, I'm going to tell you why I believe I am qualified for the job. It's your job to look at everybody and see who's most qualified. Who do you think is the person that would best be a county court judge? And my reason is, I have two things going on for myself, and that is, number one, educational and professional experience, but number two, and also I believe very important, is life experience. From an educational perspective, I started out, got a BA at Villanova, then I ended up teaching. I take a teacher course, service corps. I was a second grade school teacher. First year, I've got 37 children in a classroom. Within the next year or two, I got a master's in elementary education. Then I ended up becoming an attorney, went to Tulane Law School and Harvard Law School, got my JD with Tulane, not Harvard, sadly enough, but would have been nice to get Harvard. And then I worked as a public defender for 10 years, and now I have a private law firm, Ambrosino Law Firm, LLC. So that's my professional, that's my educational. But I also have life experience. I've been fortunate enough in my life to have traveled to over 85 countries, mostly grassroots traveling. I've met people from Zimbabwe to Kenya to Zanzibar to Malawi, in all different places, and I've met people from all walks of life, from the poorest to the richest and everybody in between. And that's allowed me a perspective, I think, that I would not have otherwise had if I had just been straight from school to school to school, from job to job to job, every day just doing those things over and over again. As a judge, the most important thing you can do is relate to people, to be honest, is to relate to the individual in front of you, not have that person be a number, you're number 52, you're number 53, let's get through the day, let's get to the next day. You have to look at every person as an individual whose life is being affected by what's in front of them. When they come into the courtroom, alleged victims could be the most important day of their life for what may have happened to them. A defendant, maybe the most important day of their life. They've not walked in a courtroom before. It can have so many effects in their life. Showing them respect, listening to them, not prejudging or coming up with, I've already made up my mind as the judge, I'm not really going to be listening, I'm just listening sort of perfunctorily, half an ear, but I've really already made up my mind. What you need to do as a judge, treat everybody like an individual. And that's what I'm going to do. If you give me your vote for county court judge, I would give you a snappy vote for, but I'll say vote for Alan Ambrosino. That's not very snappy. I don't really have a lot of plays on words with Ambrosino, but hopefully you remember me, and I'll be talking to you all next month. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mary Bell Coleman, also a candidate for Circuit Court Judge.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Maribel Reynoso Coleman, and I am running for Circuit Court Judge, Group 18. Just so you know a little bit about me, I have been a resident of Palm Beach County for the last 48 years. I've been a practicing attorney for the past 25 years. I came here when I was 4 years old from Cuba because my parents, as I'm sure many of you can relate, wanted me to have a better life and have opportunity. I had a passion very early on for the law and met my husband. We're a family of public service. My husband is a major with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, and he has spent 30 years of his career in public service. I started my career at the Office of the State Attorney's Office, and I was there for 10 years, and then I went into private practice. I have practiced and litigated in every courtroom of the circuit court. There are 5 divisions to circuit court, and I have practiced in every single one of them. Besides being an attorney for 25 years, I'm a small business owner. I've had my own practice for the last 10 years. I'm also a mother of 4. I have 12-year-old twins and a 26 and 25-year-old. And my father, thank God, he's 81, and his full-time job now that he's retired is to keep me sane and take care of my twins. What distinguishes me from the candidates, my opponents, is that I have been doing this for 25 years. I've been in every courtroom, and besides that, the last 5 months, I was vetted by the Judicial Nominating Commission. They're in charge of deciding and recommending, nominating to the governor those people that they believe are qualified to serve as a circuit court judge. I was vetted and nominated in the last 5 months twice to the governor for that. I believe that everyone should have a voice, that every voice should be heard and that every voice should be respected. And if you vote for me on August 28th, I can guarantee that you will have that in my courtroom. Again, it's Maribel Reynoso Coleman. I don't have anything fancy for my name except that it's a really long name, and I'm running for Circuit Court Judge, Group 18. I hope to see you all again, and thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. For Port Commissioner, Scott Holtz. You running against Peyton? Yes. Well, good luck.
This is very comfortable. Maybe I should run for judge. I don't know. Good morning, everyone. My name is Scott Holtz. I am running for the Port Commission, Group 5. It's nice to meet all of you. I do see some familiar faces out there. Just to tell you a little bit about myself and why I'm running for the Port Commission. First of all, I live in the north end of West Palm Beach. I live at 37th Street and Spruce Avenue in the shadow of the port. As someone who is a neighbor to the port, I firmly believe that the port could be doing more and take... I'm sorry, what? Thank you, ma'am. There you go, I got one. I think the port can be doing more to impact the surrounding areas of the port, particularly in the area of increasing tourism. I'd like to see increased tourism serve as a vehicle for spurring and furthering economic redevelopment in the areas surrounding the port, including my neighborhood, the north end of West Palm Beach. But to tell you a little bit more about myself and why I'm looking to further my career in public service, I have to tell you about my family. My grandfather went to high school, college, and law school at night because he had to support his two younger sisters and his younger brother and his mother when his father ran out on them when he was a teenager. He became an attorney for the Justice Department in New York for the precursor to the Immigration and Naturalization Service. His daughter, my mother, was a career prosecutor in the state attorney's office in Miami, spending 30 years there serving the citizens of Miami-Dade County and the state of Florida. My father, a first-generation American, was a public school teacher for over 40 years in New Jersey and in Florida. And my first job out of law school, I'm a local attorney, I have my own firm, was as a prosecutor in the state attorney's office in Miami for 3.5 years, where I rose through the ranks to join the organized crime unit and prosecute complex insurance frauds. So public service is something that's a part of who I am because it's a part of my family, and I'm nothing without my family. I live with my wife, Cecilia, and our dog in the north end of West Palm Beach. And I can tell you that as someone who has been involved in local politics since I moved here 5 years ago from Miami, I am a native South Floridian, I see this as a natural step to furthering a career in public service. Service is something that I live to do every day, serving my clients and serving my community as a precinct captain for the DEC, as vice president of the West Palm Beach Democratic Club, as vice president of the West Palm Beach Kiwanis Club. I'm on the board of the West Palm Beach Police Foundation. So I know we don't know each other that well. I'd look forward to getting to know all of you more. And I think it's time for a fresh voice and a new direction on the Port Commission, and that's why I'm running. So on August 28th, I'd be very pleased if you'd vote for Scott Holtz for Port Commission Group 5. Thank you.
Not looking for a great long answer on this, but do you support the continued dredging of the port to handle larger cargo carriers?
That's a great question. It's one I get frequently after what port and what's the Port Commission. And the answer is, I am not in favor of dredging for dredging's sake, and particularly I did not agree with the Army Corps of Engineers' proposed plan for dredging the inlet and the turning basin to allow for solely for the purposes of allowing for larger scale container ships, because I think that container shipping, as it's currently constituted at the port, does need to be supported. But the fact is, we're never going to compete with Port Everglades or the Port of Miami for large container shipping. However, if a project came before the port for some dredging for the purposes of allowing for larger cruise shipping or larger yachts to enter the inlet, that's something that I would consider, assuming that we could get all the stakeholders on board and environmental impacts would be mitigated.
Thank you. Lloyd Commodore is another candidate for judge.
I'm one of the several ones. So
Yeah.
thank you to the board for allowing us to speak today, and thank you all for sticking around. I am Lloyd Commodore, running for County Court Judge Group Number 4. We only have about 17 candidates in all the 5 races, so we got 2 county seats and 3 circuit court seats. I'm running for one of the county court seats. I've been a practicing attorney for 27 years on Saturday, I think it will be, and I've consistently been doing county court work throughout that entire time, in addition to doing circuit court work, some family law work, and appeals over the years. But my passion lies in the county court division, where we're dealing with small claims court, with landlord-tenant litigation, and anything under $15,000. I'm a Florida Supreme Court certified county court mediator, where I volunteer in the court system mediating small claims cases, landlord-tenant cases, and I've mediated in the criminal division restitution hearings for those in the county court division. I'm a former civil traffic hearing officer, where I've served in a quasi-judicial role on the county court bench handling traffic citations. So my passion lies in county court. I want to take that passion and bring it to the bench to reach more people. From a personal standpoint, as far as volunteer service, I'm currently on the board of directors for Hillel of Broward and Palm Beach County. I'm formerly on the Jewish Federation of South Palm Beach County, the Education Commission, and I've served on one of the Rabbis Advisory Council committees. I have 3 kids. 2 are in college, 1's going to college. My wife is Meryl. She's a physical therapist by license, and she is the administrator for the Home Health Division for the South Broward Hospital District. And I would love your vote. I would love your consideration. And thank you again. Again, my name is Lloyd Cometer, and I'm running for County Court Judge, Group Number 4. Thank you.
Thank you. And next up, Michael McAuliffe. Michael, what are you running for?
I believe it's judge.
Oh, get a little closer to the mic.
I believe judge. Hi, I'm Michael McAuliffe. I'm running for the Circuit Court, Group 25. Just a couple of words. Many of you know me from my days serving as your elected state attorney. I've been a practicing lawyer for 29 years. I have been a federal prosecutor. I've been a federal civil rights prosecutor. I've been a partner in a large law firm. I've done plaintiff's work, defense work, in criminal and civil. I've also helped lead a multi-billion-dollar company that's headquartered here in Palm Beach County. Now, on to other issues. Maybe most importantly, I'm married to Robin Rosenberg, and we have 3 children, 22, Sydney, 19, Madison, and age 16, Aiden. And I'm happy to report, I think they were here some months ago and introduced themselves to you, but the oldest, Sydney, is graduating in a week from Duke University with highest honors, so I get to brag a little bit about the children. So at least I've done one thing well, or at least my wife and I have done one thing well, right? And then I'll leave you with this. The person that may know me the best in this community in terms of my professional capabilities and my suitability to serve as a circuit judge is Rick Bradshaw, our sheriff. And Rick is a longtime close friend, has formally and enthusiastically endorsed my candidacy. So I hope to have your vote on August 28th. Thank you. Thank you, David.
Oh, thanks, Michael. Henry Quinn Johnson. Oh, candidate for judge. Multi-theater veteran.
Yes, sir. Good morning. My name is Quinn Johnson. When you think of Quinn Johnson, think of honor, integrity, and service. Because that's who I am, that's how I live my life, and that's how I served our nation. I'm running for Group 25. It's Judge Brunson is retiring, and Judge Brunson was the first black female circuit court judge in 1994. And for me, it would be an honor to be able to follow in the footsteps of a trailblazer, such as Judge Brunson. Elections are about the future. You know, it's not about the past. It's not about what could have been or some type of redo. Elections are about the future. And as a soldier, I served our nation in 3 different wars. The Gulf War of 1991, Bosnia in 97, and Afghanistan in 2008. And when you think about with Afghanistan, you know, we're still a nation at war. I don't know if you read it, but just recently, many people were killed in Kabul, Afghanistan. And when I left Afghanistan in 2008, I also had already served 20 years in the military, and it could have been my opportunity to leave the Army altogether. But I understood that we were a nation at war. And as a nation at war, I didn't want to just walk away from the battlefield. I still wanted to be a part of it, because being a part of it meant that the people that I trained to take my place when I left, that I would also be available if anything happened again. And so I remained in the military for an additional 7 years and retired after 27 years of service to our nation. And it's that same dedication and commitment that I served our country for 27 years that I would like to bring to the county level. And so I'm asking for your vote on August the 28th, because it's important that we have people of character. We have people that's going to do the right thing, not political decisions, not political aspirations, but it's about what's doing right for the people of Palm Beach County. And it's important that we have someone who's committed to service. I am committed to service because that's what I've done. I retired at the end of 2016 and took about a year off. But I know that, there's a need for someone with my qualifications, diverse background, and experience to serve in Palm Beach County. So come August the 28th, I ask that for your support. Thank you.
And thank you for your service. Do the best I can with this. I think it's St. Just Gordon. Is that right? Is that even close? Yes. Okay.
Good morning. I won't take up much of your time. My name is Alcoya St. Just, and I am running for circuit judge as well here in Group 13. A little bit about myself. I've been practicing here in Palm Beach County for the past 14 and a half years. I started my work with the Florida Department of Children and Families, where I worked my way up to a senior attorney. I then left that job, and I started my own firm, where I began to represent indigent parents in cases involving the Department of Children and Families, as well as handling family law cases. I also represent children with special needs who are involved in the juvenile dependency system. They're children who have been abused, abandoned, or neglected, but who also have the special need for assistance because of issues with human trafficking, issues with regards to psychotropic medication being prescribed, educational issues, as well as issues with regards to placement in a mental health facility. Like I said, I'm from Boynton Beach, Florida, born and raised here in Palm Beach County, and this is home for me. I am married to my wonderful husband, Sonny St. Just. We've been married 12 years now. I have 2 children, Jordan, who is 11, and Jeremiah, who is 8. And I look to further my community service to this great county by serving as your next circuit court judge. I, too, have been vetted and referred up to the governor after being vetted by the Judicial Nominating Commission. I do have the qualifications and the skills necessary to serve the county, and I hope to have your vote on August 28th. When you go to the polls, just remember, St. Justice for all. Thank you.
All right. I think we've exhausted the stack, but if I've missed anyone, please make your, I know about you, Mike, but you're special, or any other candidate. All right, from Property Appraiser's Office, Michael Pratt, please.
Hey, good morning. Where'd everybody go? Okay, well, I just wanted to let everybody know that I was here yesterday, and the Property Appraiser's Office is here every first Thursday of every month. We took 3 homestead exemptions. We take them all year long, so let the people know. I want to thank Melissa for getting us scheduled up, and so you can see us on the TV and on any flyers that are out there. So if you know of anybody that's coming into the village, please tell them to get homestead exemption. They can do it right here on the property. Actually, right here in front, when you go right behind security is where we'll be. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thanks, Mike. Make sure your new people know That homestead exemption is not to be sneezed at. I think we're pretty much done here, so I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Thank you, George, and Herb is seconds. Thank you all.